Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can build a beautiful and professional one product dropshipping store that actually gets sales. I'm going to be showing you everything over the shoulder step by step, so even if you are brand new to dropshipping, you are not tech savvy, and you have never built a Shopify store before, you will be able to walk away from this tutorial with a beautifully crafted site that actually works and gets sales. I will leave no stone left unturned, going through everything from how to actually create your Shopify account, how to create professional looking product images, put them together on a store that looks extremely professional, and also my secret little tip that allows you to create entire sales pages without having to type anything yourself. With all of that being said, let's jump right into the tutorial. When signing up for Shopify, you want to make sure that you get the best deal possible, and you can do so using the first link down in the description. If you sign up to Shopify using that link, as you can see, we get a free trial for 3 days, and then after that, it's going to cost $1 per month. Now this is £1 as I am in the UK, but if you're in the US, it's going to be $1 per month. So we can use the 3 days to actually set up the store, and then it's only going to cost you $3 for an entire 3 months of Shopify if you use the link down in the description. Now, what we need to do from here is simply enter your email into this box right here. And then once that has been entered, we can just go ahead and click Start Free Trial. It's then going to ask you a few questions. What I would recommend to do is just click this Skip All button right here. It then asks whereabouts is the business located. So just choose your country and then click on Next. To sign up, we can then choose from any of these options right here. I'm just going to go for the email once again. So just go ahead and enter the same email that you did last time. Go ahead and create your password right here. And then we can click on Create Shopify Account. And it's then going to go ahead and start creating your account. It might take a few seconds here, so I will come back once we have gone through. And just like that, we now have a Shopify account where we can go ahead and start building out our website. Now, the first thing that I would recommend doing here is you should be able to see at the top, it says extend your trial for $1 per month. So just go ahead and click select a plan here. And the reason that we do this is because on the free trial, a few of the features that we need are going to be blocked off. This is not actually going to cost you anything today. I would recommend going with this plan anyway, the basic. Just go ahead and click choose basic. And then you can choose whether you would want to pay this monthly or yearly. From here, I would recommend choosing the monthly option. And then just go through and fill out some of your information right here. As you can see, because we are still on this free trial, we are still on this free trial period, we are not going to get charged anything today. However, we are just going to be upgraded to the basic Shopify plan so that we can access everything that we need when creating this store. We also want to connect up a payment method right here. And then once all of that is done, we can simply click on subscribe. As soon as we have gone through that, we can then go back over to the home section. And as you can see, that drop-down menu that we clicked into before is now gone, meaning that we now have the basic plan of Shopify and we can do everything that we need to do. From this screen, if we look over on the left-hand side, we have the order section where we can take a look at all of the orders people on our store have made. We have the product section where we can access all of the products we sell on our store. Customers, this is where the information of all of the customers that purchase your product will be stored. Content is where all of your content will be stored when creating the site. Analytics we can head into here, and there will be nothing there right now. However, this is where we can see people who have viewed the store. We can see the total sales, the total orders, and just take a very nice overview of the entire Shopify store once we get this up and running and we start driving traffic. However, we don't need to worry about any of that right now. The first thing that we are going to do is just go down to online store right here. And this is automatically going to open up the themes section. The current theme, it could be set to anything right here. Mine is currently set to Dawn. However, I do not recommend having this website theme. And if we go down here, you can see these are some popular free themes. On this page, you will notice there is only 5 themes. However, we can head into the theme store right here. Go ahead and open this up. And this is going to take us over to a section where we can see all of these Shopify themes. Some of these are super expensive, like $290, $350. I would not recommend going for any of these paid themes, especially when you're starting out, as these are more tailored towards brands that have already made profit, they're already super profitable, and they just want to upgrade their store. Instead, we want to highlight this free version up here, and these are all of the free themes that we can access on Shopify. There is only really two that I would recommend for a one product store, and those two are either the refresh right here or also the scent. I'm going to go for the refresh option in this video, as I just think this is the most diverse, and you can create a store around more products with this theme. So all I'm going to do is open up that theme, click on try theme right here, and then that is going to go ahead and add the refresh theme to the store. Just give that a few seconds to load in right here, as we cannot do anything with this yet. And once that loads in, you will notice that this is in our theme library. Dawn is still the current theme that we have. So all we need to do is go to the refresh theme or whichever theme you selected and click on publish right here. Once again, click on publish. And then as you can see, refresh will now be changed to your current theme. We also want to go ahead and remove this password real quick. So just tap on that button. And then once all of this loads up, we can now click into customize. And we will have this blank store template that we can go ahead and use for our store. This is the store right here. We can scroll down and just look at this pre-built template. We also have a few different menu options at the top that we can click into. But most importantly, over here on the left-hand side, this is where we have the website builder so that we can go ahead and make changes to your store. The first thing that we are going to do is just go over to this template section right here. And then you should see an option for featured collection. Just go ahead and delete this. And everything else is cool. So right now we just have the slideshow. We have the email sign up that you can see here. And then we have the footer. Once you have just those three options, what we then want to do is go back to the template section and click on add section at the bottom. From here, we then want to add in the image with text. So just go ahead and add that in. As you can see, we then get an image with text. And then we want to go ahead and do this exact same thing 2 more times. So add section on this left-hand side, image with text. That will bring another one in. And then we are just going to do this 1 more time. Add section, image with text. And then we now have 3 of these. So this is what your website should look like so far if you have followed along. We have the website banner at the top. We have this slideshow right here. And then we have 3 image with text boxes that we can go ahead and customize. And then at the bottom here, like a subscribe to our email newsletter. In the top right corner here, you can also see a few different options. So we can take a look at how this is going to look on mobile. And this can be very tempting to kind of skip over because especially when you're designing this on your PC or your laptop, you don't think about how the mobile version looks. However, when you start driving traffic to your store, most of your traffic is actually going to come from mobile. So when creating this store, we need to keep this in mind and make sure that the mobile version looks just as fresh. We can also view the full screen right here. And this is just going to show you how the website will actually look without this toolbar on the side. Once all of that has been added in and your website now looks like this, we can then go ahead and start adding in your product. For this video example, I am going to be going with this fire aroma diffuser. Now, if you think that it is a good idea to copy everything that I am doing here, including the product, I really wouldn't recommend this. This aroma fire diffuser is super oversaturated. A lot of people on TikTok are selling it. So this is not a product that I would recommend actually selling. I am just going to be using this for the purposes of this video. If you plan on dropshipping with this store and you are getting your product from a site like Aliexpress, I will get back to this in a second and show you how we can add this to the store. However, if you have your own product that you are building a site around and you are not dropshipping, let me also show you how to add in a product to your store. If it is your own product, we just want to go back to the main menu of Shopify right here. And then over on the left hand side, we have the option for products. So just go ahead and click into this. We can then go ahead and click add your product, this black button right here. And then you can simply add in the title, what this is called. You can add a description of the product, add in your product images, as well as the pricing right here. So pretty simple to do if you are not dropshipping, if you have your own brand or something that you just want to sell online. However, if you are using Aliexpress or another one of these third-party tools to actually go ahead and source your products, there is a special way that we have to integrate this in. And it is through this tool right here called DSers. I will leave a link to DSers in the description of this video. So just go ahead and open that link and it will take you over to this website right here. All we are going to do is click on try it free in this top corner. And it's then going to take us over to this page where we can go ahead and create an account. So just enter in an email and then create a password right here. And then we can go ahead and click create account. From here, it's then going to ask us which platform do we want to access. Of course, we are going to go with Shopify. Once this pop-up opens up, simply click on install right here. And then this is going to take us back over to Shopify. As you can see right there, it's going to take us over to the Shopify App Store. So all we have to do is click on install. It then takes us over to this screen. So once again, just click on install app in this top corner. And then it's going to take us over to this screen. From here, just go ahead and select the free plan right here. Click on get started. And then it's going to load through and say link your suppliers. So all we are going to do is click on the Aliexpress option right here. And it's then going to take us over to Aliexpress. If you do not yet have an Aliexpress account, all we do is enter your email and create a password once again. And then we can click on create account right here. Once that is done, we just need to authorize this right here. And then it's going to take us over to the DSers dashboard. As you can see, this is DSers right here. And this is the screen that we now need. Once you have logged in, you have followed all of the steps so far, and you are on this screen. All we are going to do is click on the Chrome extension up here. And it's then going to take us over to the Chrome Web Store, where we can go ahead and add this to Chrome. So just click on Add Chrome, add the extension. And then as you can see, the DSers extension has now been added to Chrome. What I would recommend to do is open up your extensions tab right here by clicking on this jigsaw puzzle. And then going down to where you see DSers right here and clicking on this pin icon, which is then going to pin it into the extensions to make it easier to access. Once that is added to your extensions bar, we can then go back over to the product on Aliexpress, and you should now see a button that says add to DSers. If you don't see this button, all you need to do is click on the DSers Chrome extension at the top, and it will probably say that you're not logged in. So just go ahead and click login, log back into your account. And then if you now come back through to Aliexpress, we have the option to add DSers right here. As you can see, this is now importing, and that is now a success. So if we go ahead and go back over to DSers and just hit refresh, we now have one in the import list. So if we just go ahead and open that up, you should now be able to see that the product that we just imported is now there. Before we actually go ahead and add this to Shopify though, we first of all want to click on this pencil icon to edit. In here, give this a much cleaner title. The title that comes with it is probably absolutely horrible. So I'm just going to go ahead and call this Fire Aroma Diffuser, just like that. And then if you click on the variant next to it, you can see that you have a few different variants. Now, depending on the product that you selected, you may have one or two, all the way to 10, 20, or even 30. So all you need to do is select the ones that you wouldn't like to add. I'm just going to select all three of these because I don't want to have these. And then all we need to do is click on remove SKU, confirm. And as you can see, we are now left with just the one or however many variants of the product that you would like to sell. In terms of the rest of this information, the price and everything like that, we can worry about that later. So all we have to do is click on save right here. And then once that is saved, we just go and you should see a parcel that says push to store. From here, under the preferences, we then want to uncheck all of these boxes, apart from the one that says also publish to online store. And then all we need to do is click on push to stores. It's then going to go ahead and push the product. Now this may take a few seconds, but it should then say successfully pushed. So if we now go back over to Shopify, open up the products section right here, you can see the aroma diffuser that I just grabbed from Aliexpress is now on my store. Once you have confirmed this, just head over to the tab that has your store up and running, and then I can get rid of all of these tabs up here. Once you have confirmed this and the product is now in your Shopify area, we can then go back over to the tab that has your store. At this point, we are now going to go ahead and either grab product images or create our own to make this look super professional. If I just show you an example and I just add these pre-built store images into here, you can see that this looks absolutely horrible and nobody is going to buy from this store. At this point, this is where we want to go ahead and create our own product images to make this look super professional. The tool that we are going to be using for this is Canva. We specifically need the Canva Pro plan in order to do everything that we need to do, and the Canva Pro plan usually does cost money. However, if you use the link down in the description of this video to sign up for Canva, you can grab a 30-day free trial to Canva Pro, and that will give us more than enough time to do everything that we need. So if you need to, pause this video and go and sign up to Canva Pro. And then once you have your Canva Pro account, all we then need to do is click up here on create a design. Now we need all of our product images that we are going to be using here to be the same size. If not, they will make your website look absolutely terrible. So all we are going to do is go to the bottom here for custom size. And then for the width and height, set this to 700 for the width and 700 for the height. And then click create new design. That will then take us over to this Canva document right here. And this is where we can go ahead and start editing our images. Now, first of all, we need to actually grab images that we can use. To get these images, all we are going to do is go over to Aliexpress right here. And you can see that they have a bunch of product images. Now, as I said, these aren't the best as they have text. They just don't look the most professional. However, we can take these images as they have the product in them and turn them into something way more professional. Now, the best way to actually download these is because if I try to download this just by right-clicking and then save as, it's going to save the entire web page, which is not what we want. So I would recommend using this extension right here. I will leave a link in the description. I think it's called Image Downloader. And then all we have to do with this tool is simply scroll down to the images that we want, select all of the images that we are going to download, and then simply click on download. As you can see, all of those images are then going to download. And these are the images that we can use when we are in Canva. All we need to do is open up these images and simply drag them in. Then we can stretch these out to fill up the entire thing. And the first thing that I'm going to want to do is, of course, remove this background. So you may have a background. Right now, I just have like these lines on either side. But to get rid of the background, all we need to do is click into the photo, click on Edit Photo in this top left corner, and then click on the background removal tool that is in Canva. After a few seconds, you can see that gets rid of everything. And I'm just left with now this base article. This white background is gone. These lines are now gone. And then what I can do is go down to background right here and simply choose my own background to add in. As you can see, I can add this like that. And this image already looks way more professional than it did before. As this is a diffuser, I could then maybe go to Google and get like a diffuser bottle to add right here. And really the options are limitless when it comes to Canva. So you can create all of your product images right here by simply doing that. And then all we need to do is simply go up to this share button, click on the download icon right here, and then simply download this. As you can see, that has now been saved, and I now have that image that I can use on my website. So if we go back over to Shopify right now, the images that we just created right there, these will be fantastic in the image with text. And what we can also do is we can also use it for this slider right here. However, I would recommend in specifically the slider option, we go about this in a special way and we make this way more professional. And that is what I'm going to show you how to do now. So what we are going to do is go back over to Canva. And this time, because we aren't creating a regular product image, we are creating a banner that is going to go across the top. Is we want to go to Canva right here. And at the top in this search bar, simply search for website banner. It's going to bring us up a bunch of different templates, and it really doesn't matter which template we go for, because we are going to be customizing this anyway. However, if you scroll through here and you see one that you like, then of course you can go for this and just add your image in. I'm just going to choose this one right here. Click on customize this template. And as soon as this loads up, I'm just going to go ahead and delete absolutely everything. So we have this blank template. From here, I'm just going to go ahead and add a product image in that I created using the Canva background remover. And then we can choose which side we want to put this on. I'm going to go over here. Now, I'm also going to add some text. The text that we can choose and the different fonts are endless, but I'm just going to go for one that I think fits this brand. And I'm going to go for this one. I'm just going to delete this text at the bottom here. And then this is called the Cozy Aroma. So we can spread that out. Add this in. And just like that, maybe we want to make this a little bit taller. But you can effectively play around with this right here until it looks how you want it to look. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'm also going to go ahead and add a tagline. I actually think that this at the bottom here could be pretty handy for this. So in here, I'm just going to say, create a wonderfully scented fire pit in your home. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add this in as well. I'm also then going to add a background. And in the background, I just want to search for maybe cozy. There's a lot of different things that you can try here. Let's try fall. And then we can add this in. Halloween is coming up right now, and I just think this really suits this brand. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. So I just went ahead and made some changes. I decided to completely rename the brand and then write this underneath as well. But effectively, once your banner has been designed, you've done this on Canva, and this now looks how you want it to look. All we then have to do is go ahead and download this. Once your banner has been downloaded, all we then have to do is click into this big slider right here. Click on the select image option. And then we can simply go ahead and add this in. One of the big things that you may notice is this box is going to get in the way. So just go over to the slide right here. In the heading, we can delete this. And then the box is still going to be there. So just turn off where it says show container on desktop. And then as you can see, this is already looking a lot better. One of the main things that I am noticing right now though, is the store color and the theme that we have on this store doesn't really match up with the banner and the colors that we want to go for. So now we need to change the color scheme. To do this, all you need to do is go to this settings icon on the left hand side. From this drop down menu that opens up, click into the colors option, and then we can go ahead and start creating new color schemes. And with this, I'm going to make this nice and simple and just go for a nice white and black color scheme, with the black being the main background color and then text being white. So I'm just going to go in here, set the text to white, set the background here to be black. And then for the button colors, let's actually go ahead and make these orange. That looks pretty good for now. We can come back at any time and change this. And you may notice that although we have created a new color scheme, nothing has changed yet. The reason for this is because we need to click into each of these individually. So if I click into this slider right here, I can then go down on this right hand side and change the color scheme. So if I go in here and just change the color scheme, you can see that that has now updated to orange. We have this orange. I can go into this top section. Once again, go to the color scheme and change this to the color scheme that we want. I'm then going to go down and do it with each of these individually. I'm not going to bore you and walk you through the entire process, so I will be back when I've changed the entire color scheme. Now, I just went through and did all of that, and you can see that this store is kind of starting to take shape now. The next thing that we are going to concentrate on is adding the images that we created with Canva. So just click into each section, then go up to select image, and then you can go ahead and add your image in. Just like that, there is the first image, there is the second image, and there is the third image. Now you can also go ahead and reorder these. For example, I think that this one would be nicer towards the bottom. So I can simply drag this on the left hand side and then drag it down to the bottom right here. And then I'm actually going to grab this one and change it to the top. So once your images have been added in, we can then add different copy and pieces of text so that people can get a better idea of what the image is. The way that we do this is we want to go over to Amazon, and then once you are on Amazon, search for your product, and you should see a bunch of similar products will pop up. Now, what I would recommend doing is looking for the ones with the most reviews, as these likely have the best product descriptions. I can see this one right here, 278 reviews, so I'm simply going to click into this. And then we can go down and look at this section that says about this item. Now, reading through this, I don't really like this, so I'm just going to look for another one right here. And this one is much better. So what we are looking for is one that actually has a really nice product description that we can kind of model from when creating our own product descriptions to add into each of these areas. Now, it can be very tempting to actually go ahead and copy these straight from Amazon. However, I really would not recommend doing this because you run into potential copyright issues. Instead, I'm going to show you my secret method and turn them into beautiful sales messages that I can add here without having to do any of the writing myself. The way that I do this is by using ChatGPT. And if we actually look earlier on, this is actually how I created my brand name. The second one it gave me was Ember Mist, and as you can see, that is the name of my brand. I also got it to write me out this section as well here, ignite your senses, illuminate your space. This was all ChatGPT. I got it from there. But to go with Amazon, all we need to do is go for new chat. Now, ChatGPT is a free tool. It does not cost anything. You just have to create an account. And I will leave a link for ChatGPT in the description as well. Once you have your ChatGPT loaded up, all we then have to do is go over to Amazon. And I'm just going to copy this piece of text right here. Go ahead and paste this into ChatGPT. And then underneath, I'm going to say, make this shorter and more enticing for my Shopify dropshipping store. If I then click enter, it's going to move out right here. And you can see that not only did I not have to write anything, but this also gives me a way better piece of text than I got from Amazon originally. Now, I just asked it to try and make me a better tagline, as I don't really like this. It still didn't give me exactly what I wanted, so I'm just going to make the tagline myself. However, for this text, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, go back over to Shopify, and then simply click on this, and then you can see the content over here. We just go to the right-hand side and paste in exactly what ChatGPT just gave us. And then for the tagline, as I say, I didn't like the one that it gave, and I like to keep these nice and short, so I'm just going to say calming. We can then scroll down and move on to the next one, and I'm going to use this exact same method. I will go over here to Amazon. I'm then going to grab this second one right here. I'm not going to grab the tagline this time. I'm just going to grab all of this text. Go over here, create a new chat on ChatGPT, and then I'm going to say the same thing. Make this shorter and more enticing for my dropshipping store. And then as you can see, we get a beautiful piece of text that we can just go ahead and add into here. And then for this tagline, I'm just going to say simple. So far we have calming, simple. And then for this last one, this is going to be about the fact that it can change colors. However, on Amazon, it doesn't mention this anywhere. So instead, I'm just going to go to ChatGPT, create a new chat, and I'm just going to say, make a short piece of sales copy for an aroma diffuser that looks like it creates fire. The copy should be about the ability for the fire to change color. It gives us a few different ones to choose from. So you could just go straight here and use like all of these, but I'm just going to use this one right here. And then simply go here, paste this in, and change this to mesmerizing. So now if we take a look, we have simple, we have calming, and we have mesmerizing. And you can really see now that this store is starting to take on some shape. Once all of this has been done, you've got this beautiful banner at the top, as well as these 3 product images. What we are then going to do is add in a new section right here. And this section is going to be the featured product. So just click on the featured product right here. And then that is going to add in this featured product. The first thing that I'm going to do is just change the color scheme to match everything else. And then you can see at the top, we have the option to actually select the product that this is going to be. So I'm just going to open this up, select the main product right here. And then as you can see, this right now looks absolutely horrible. So we need to go ahead and make some changes. So this featured product right here is not going to be able to change until we actually go ahead and change the product page of this, which, as I say, looks absolutely horrible right now. The reason for this is just exactly copied from Aliexpress when we went ahead and we imported everything in. Now, to actually go ahead and make changes to this product page, we just first of all want to save the website so that all of the work we just did is saved. And then we want to back out to the main Shopify screen. From here, click into the products section on the left-hand side. And then you just want to click into your product right here. This is where we can now go ahead and change everything and make this look how we want it to look. So for the title, you just want to put the brand name, which in my case is Ember Mist, like this. And then what I also like to do is add in like a little trademark logo, as it looks far more professional. So if you just Google trademark logo text, we can click into like this first link. And then all we have to do is copy this TM logo and paste it into here. And then after that, I just like to put in what this product actually is. Now in the description, we want to go ahead and delete all of this. We do not want any of this in here. So just go ahead and delete this entire thing. And then for this product description, of course, we are going to be using our friend ChatGPT once again. So all we need to do is click on new chat in this top corner. And then I'm just going to say, write me a product description for my Shopify store, and then say my product is, and then whatever your product is. I'm just going to click enter right here. And then as you can see, this is going to go ahead and generate me an entire description. Once that is fully in there, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this entire thing, paste this in. And just like that, we now have a beautiful product description that was written for us by ChatGPT. The next thing that we are going to do is go in here and select all of these media files, all of the product images that are already there. Just go ahead and delete these. And then we want to go ahead and add in all of the product images that we created earlier on Canva. If you do not have at least 4 product images, I would recommend going back to Canva and creating more. But I'm just going to go ahead and add all of the product images in that I created earlier. Once your images are in there, I just want to swap this one out. This big image is going to be the first one that pops up. And I'm actually going to go ahead and delete this one as well. From here, we can then go down and then we have the option for variants. So if you have different variants, we can click into here and then you can choose what kind of variant this is, whether this comes in different colors, different sizes, different materials, or different styles. But as I only have one of these, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it just like I did there. Under the pricing, we can then go ahead and price this product. So if I go ahead, we can see this product is going to cost me around about $25. Just ignore this. You will usually get this crazy discount. You can just ignore this on Aliexpress. And this discounted price is going to be the price that the product actually is. So with this being around $25, I'm going to go ahead and price this at $69.99. And then in the cost per item right here, your customers will not be able to see this. So you just want to go ahead and whatever this number is right here, just go ahead and paste that in. And that just is very helpful on the back end so that we can see the profit on each item as well as the margin. We can then go down to the inventory section where it says inventory will be stocked at. Just leave this as DSers. SKU, this really does not matter. Once again, your customers will not be able to see this. However, I like to keep this nice and simple. So I'm just going to change this to fire diffuser. You can then choose whether you want to track quantity, which I would not recommend to do. And then once all of this is done, we can simply go down and click on save, save product. And then once that has saved, if we now go back over to our Shopify store, we can see that this already looks a lot cleaner. Now, we just want to go back to the product page real quick and open this up. And you can see that we now have the description that we added in earlier, which already looks better. The share button is something that I'm just going to delete real quick. So with this share button, you just want to delete this, click on remove. We also want to delete where it says my store right here. So click on this and delete this. And then under tax included, this is annoying because we can't delete it from this screen. So we do want to get rid of this. To do this, just once again, save your store. We then want to back out of the Shopify store right here. So just make sure you are in online store and themes. And then all we need to do from here is click on these 3 dots in your published theme and then go down to the edit default theme content. It's then going to take you over to this area. So from this big menu along the top, click into products. And then we just want to scroll down right here all the way until we see include taxes. We want to delete this right here. And then shipping policy HTML, just go ahead and delete this as well. Once you have done that, click on save. And then once again, if we now click into themes, go back over to the Shopify store and actually go into customize. If we once again go over to the product page right here, you can see that all of that has been deleted. And then as you can see, this now looks how we want it to look. We've got the text at the top, we have the pricing, we have these add to cart buttons, as well as all of the image description that we just added, and then these images that people can rotate through and click on any of them. So once we are happy with that, Let's now go back over to the home page, the main page of the store where people will be going. And if we now go down, we can see this looks almost exactly how we want it to look. The only thing that I need to change here is these button outlines. And to do this, I'm just going to go back into the theme settings and change like this outline button right here. Change this to the same orange as well. And you can see that now looks a lot better. I also want to go here and just delete this share button. I don't want people to click away from this page, even though it might seem like a benefit that people might be sharing your product. You do not want people clicking away from this page. This product page is probably about 80% of the way done, and you can see this is really starting to come along. Now, one thing that we do need to do that is super important is if we go back over to the product page, we want to add in some customer reviews. This is arguably the most important thing about your store. You can have the most beautiful store in the world. However, if there is no social proof, people don't see other people buying this, there is no way they are going to buy your product. It's the same reason that Amazon, of course, has reviews, because everybody wants to see what other people are saying before they buy a product. Now, adding in product reviews to your store is actually extremely simple. To do this, we are going to be using a software called Loox, and once again, I will leave a link in the description so that you can get a free trial to Loox. Once you go ahead and click on that link, it should take you over to a page that looks like this. All we need to do is click on the install button right here. And then once again, we just click on install app here at the top. It is then going to take you over to this screen where it asks us to choose a plan. We have the beginner plan and we also have the scale plan. You absolutely can go with the beginner plan right here and claim the 7-day free trial. However, I would highly recommend you going for the scale plan, trying out this 14-day trial here. And the reason for this is with the beginner trial, you can only get 20 reviews onto your store, whereas with the scale, you can get up to 100. So all we need to do is just click on the start a free trial button right here. Once this loads in, it will then take you through to this screen. Once again, I just want to stress that nothing will be taken today. And this is going to give you a 14-day free trial to just test this out and get your first sales. So we can just click on approve right here. And then we need to go through the Loox wizard. So we click on continue. It then shows us how we can actually use Loox. So the first thing that we need to do is add Loox to theme. So just click on add to theme right here. It will then take you back over to your store. And all we need to do is make sure that this is on, which it automatically will be. Click on save up here. And now if we go back to Loox, you can see it will give us confirmation that the script has been added. And then all we have to do is click continue. We then need to add both of these widgets to display reviews and ratings. So just go ahead and first of all, let's add the reviews. Click into this. And then as you can see, that widget will automatically be added. Once again, we just click save. Go back over here. It's then going to verify. And as you can see, that was added. And then just as simple as last time, we click on that. It will then take us through to the Shopify store once again. We should get a little notification saying that that was added. And then we just have to click on save. From here, we just then go back over. It will verify and add. And then we can go through and click on continue. You can then choose the primary language of your store. If you are watching this video, I assume that is English. So we can click on continue. And then right here, it says make it pop. And we can choose like the brand color, the icon logo, and the icon style. So we can go through here and change all of these. The main thing that I am going to be focusing on is changing the brand color from black to white. And then the icon color, I am going to go ahead and change to the same orange that we had on the store. If you are wondering how you can keep all of this congruent, by the way, and how I make sure that this orange is the exact same as this orange, I'm using this tool called the eyedropper, and it basically just allows me to select from anywhere on my screen and get that exact color. I will also leave a link to this tool specifically down in the description. Now, once those have been added in, don't stress about this. You can change these once again at any time. Just go ahead and click on continue. And then this is really cool as well. Not only can we automatically grab these reviews from Aliexpress, but Loox will also actually ask your customers for reviews. Once they have purchased, they will send an email to your customers asking them for reviews. So you can change the date here. So we can change this to like 14 days after fulfillment, 21 days, however long you like. But just click continue. And then you can also offer them a discount. So you can say, look, if you give us a photo or a video, you will get a 15 to 20% discount next time you shop with us. So not only are you going to get a photo and a video from them, but they also get a discount, which means they are more likely to purchase from your store again. So we can select that, click on continue, and then we can also set up a referral code right here. So this is pretty cool as well. And this basically allows you to have on your store so that if people refer their friends, they can also get a discount. So what you can say is if you refer your friend will get a 10% discount, and you will also get $5 or £5 every time you refer someone. You can also set a minimum purchase amount, and I would recommend setting this to like $100 or more, and then we can click continue. Just click continue once again, leave this on. The on-site referrals widget, I would recommend turning this off. Click continue. And then as you can see, we are now all set. The first thing that we want to do, most importantly though, is actually import these reviews and add them to the store. So what we are going to do is where it says want to import reviews, click on import now. So from here, all we need to do is drag this icon into the bookmarks bar. Now, I actually don't have my bookmark bar enabled. So let me go here and click show bookmarks bar. As you can see, that is now going to show up. And all you have to do is drag import to Loox to that bar. And then from here, all we are going to do is go back over to Aliexpress, find your product, and then you should have reviews right here. If your product does not have a lot of reviews, what you can then do is go down to the related items, take a look through these, and then you will be able to find a product that has a lot of reviews. Just look for ones that have a high amount sold. And then what we can then go ahead and do is once you have a lot of reviews, simply click on import to Loox here at the top. Under import to, we go down and select your product. And then of course, we want to go for 100 reviews. Under the rating, you want to change from all ratings to 5 stars only. And then reviews from, I would recommend leaving this to all countries right here because a lot of these actually have foreign reviews. To combat this though, under translate, we make sure this is set to English or whichever language your Shopify store is in. And then what I would recommend doing is clicking on only reviews with photos. From here, we can then click preview and import. And then we can go through and literally choose whether we want to reject or import this certain review. Now this one says perfect truth is as described. I will buy this product again. So we could use that, like that's a good review. However, I don't really like how this is worded. Came in well and nice, works perfectly, came in early than expected. Perfect. So I'm going to import this. So you just literally go through here and the ones that you like, you can accept. The ones that you don't like, you can reject. So I'm just going to go through and spend like a few minutes here, just flicking through these reviews and adding the ones to my store that I like. Once you have added as many reviews as you want to add, all we then have to do is click finish importing up here. And as you can see, it says import complete. With that done, all we now have to do is if we go back over to the store and scroll down, you can see these are automatically going to be added in right there. And we have all of the reviews now added to our store. So once that is done, we now have the product page all completed. If we go back over to the homepage, we can see that this is mostly completed as well. There are just a few finishing touches that we need to add to this. The first of which being this email collector at the bottom. Right now, this email newsletter, there's not really much of a reason for people to sign up. And we really want people to enter their email in here so that we can use email marketing to follow up with them. So in here, I'm just going to change this from subscribe to our email to subscribe to our email newsletter and get 10% off your first order. I'm going to leave this as it is. And then this email bar is already added. So that is cool. And we are now good to go. Once that is done, if we now scroll back to the top of the store, we can see we have this announcement bar. But right now it just says welcome to our store. And it's this blue color that doesn't really fit with the rest. So we can simply click into this. Of course, we are going to go over here and first of all, change the theme color. And when I do this, I actually don't like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new color scheme so that this background is orange. And I will do this right now. And then we also want to go ahead and change the text in here. And in here, you have two options. So the first is you can either add a discount code. We could say something like use code, insert the code there to get 10% off your first order. Or alternatively, we can talk about the shipping and say something like free worldwide shipping. Now, I personally prefer the other option where we can go ahead and have this as a code that we can have to get 10% off. So we have that right there. We also need to create a logo for our store. And to do this, we want to go over to Canva, open up a new design. So this is the logo that I just quickly put together there. What we can do is go ahead and center this. And then when saving the logo, we want to make sure that we save this with a transparent background. So we want to save the logo and then also save a version of the logo that doesn't have any text. So you want to go ahead and spread this out the entire way. Make sure this is in the center. And then we can go ahead and download this as well. And I will explain why we do this later on. However, for now, we can simply go back over to the store. What we can do is go over to this theme settings icon once again. Go over to the logo. And then we want to go ahead and add in the logo that we just created. So I added in both variants of the logo, the one with text and the one without. For the logo, we want to make sure the one with text is selected. And then as soon as that loads in, you can see that that has now updated at the top. And then we also want to go down to the favicon image. And what this is if you can see like these little icons that show up at the top, that is the favicon. And that is why we have this one without any text. And that is what is going to show up in the corner of the website right here. If you now scroll up on your site, you should see the image with text. They have buttons, but right now the buttons don't do anything. So what we can do is click into these buttons right here. In the button label, we just want to change this to buy now. Do the same for this one, buy now. This one, buy now. And then if you go up to the top here, this button that says shop all, we also want to go in here and change this to buy now. Once all of the buttons say buy now, we can then go into the button link that you also see on this right hand side. We want to click into this. From all of these options, click into products and then select your product. We then want to go down and do the same for all of these. Products, select the product. And as you can see, once you do that, these buttons should go from this darker color to this lighter color, which means people can now click them. The last thing that we need to do in terms of the storefront itself is mess around with these different categories. As you can see, we now have home, catalog, and contact, but this doesn't really make sense for what we are going for. So to change these, we just want to make sure that your store is saved. Go back out to the main Shopify menu right here. Once you are on this screen, just go over to navigation right here on this left-hand side. And then once navigation opens up, you should see the menus. Now in here, we first of all want to go into the main menu. And we currently have home, catalog, and contact. So under catalog, we want to click on delete right here. Then create a new menu item. And then in here, we just want to go for the second box down, go into your products, and then select that product. The name will automatically change at the top, so we can then click on add. And from there, we can then save the menu. Now, if you have followed along to this point in the video, I just want to congratulate you for getting further than 99% of people. Your entire store will now be done. However, we still need to add a few things, such as legal pages. We need to add the shipping policy, and we also need to connect payment providers so that you can actually get paid when you make sales. So to do this, we want to go down into the settings button right here in the bottom left. And then once that opens up, it's going to bring up your store details. So the first thing that you want to do is just go through here and make sure that all of this is filled out correctly. And then the next thing that we are going to do is go down on this left-hand side to the policies section. The first thing that we can do is if you want to offer returns on your products, you can go ahead and turn this on. I'm not going to, and I don't really recommend this for when you're first starting out. We then have a return and refund policy. And what I would recommend here is just going ahead and clicking create from template. And then Shopify is going to automatically generate you one. So this is pre-built for you. The only thing that you do need to change is you will notice there are certain things in brackets and capitals. And in here, you would just need to enter things such as your address or your name, but just fill in effectively whatever it says in these brackets. So we can do that for the refund policy. We also have a privacy policy right here. We can do the same. Once again, there's certain sections such as the date here that you would need to update. So just go through and look for anything that you need to input yourself. We can also generate a terms of service. A shipping policy, this is something that you would need to type out yourself, but just make this super simple. If you go over to the listing on Aliexpress right here, you can choose the location that you are, and we can see that right here it's a 5-day delivery to the United Kingdom. We can change this to the US, and we can see that that changes to 11 days. So you would just go through, find out the shipping for all of your locations, and then just go ahead and enter this into here. For contact information, we can also generate this from a template as well. And then once all of your policies have been generated, we just click on save. We can then exit out of here. Once the policies are generated, we want to head back over to navigation right here. And then instead of going to the main menu, we want to add this into the footer. So if we now click into footer, we want to first of all take this search right here and just delete it. And then of course add a menu item. From here, we just click into this second box. From this drop-down menu, click on policies, and then you can choose your policies. So at the bottom here, we want to add a terms of service. Click on add. We then want to go ahead and add the privacy policy and also the shipping policy as well. If you want to add the refund policy, you absolutely can. However, these are the 3 that you need to add to the bottom of your store. From there, we can just click on Save Menu. And that is now going to appear at the bottom of the store when people scroll all the way down to the footer. Once that is done, we can then head into the shipping and delivery option right here. And then we have the general shipping rates. So we can click in, and then you can see that we have options for all of these. So we have European Union, we have international, and we have UK. So we can add different shipping rates. Standard, international, we can go in and edit this. And then if we want to do free shipping, we can add the price as 0. We can then go ahead and add a new rate and call this like premium shipping. And then for this, we can add the price for like $9.99 and add this in. The same thing with down here with the international. We can change the pricing. We can change the transit time. Remember, this is based on what we actually get told here from Aliexpress on how long your product is going to take. So once all of that is done and you have all of the shipping times set up with the correct times, with the correct price and everything like that, we can go ahead and save this. And then the last thing that we are going to do is head into payment right here. And this is how we can actually go ahead and start collecting payments when people want to buy. Now, the first and the best one to do this with is Shopify payments. So under Shopify payments right here, just click complete account setup. It's then going to ask you for a bunch of different details. So you can just go ahead and add that in, add like your banking information, and then click complete account setup. So that is the first one, and that is how most people are going to pay. That's how you can accept Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and all of these other cards. But we also want to go ahead and set up PayPal right here so that people can pay through PayPal. Once again, we just click complete account setup. You can then go ahead and log in with your PayPal account by clicking complete setup, and then you can go ahead and link your PayPal as well. The final thing that we are going to do here is actually get a domain to make sure that this store looks professional. As you can see, this is my current domain. And if I start trying to send people to this domain, first of all, they are going to know it's a dropshipping store because it says myshopify.com. And secondly, this just looks absolutely terrible. So what we want to do is in here, click on buy new domain, and then search for the domain name that you want. So mine is called Embermist. And then as you can see, embermist.com is available, and it's going to cost me $15 per year. So all I would do here is click on buy domain. I can then go through, click on buy domain right here, and then that is going to connect the domain that I just bought, in this case, embermist.com, to my Shopify store. Once all of that is complete, you now have everything set up on the back end and you have your store. All that is left to do now is to actually go through and test this store out. So if I open this up and click on view, this is going to take me over to my Shopify store. So as you can see, this is how it looks right now. Looks absolutely beautiful. And then what we can do is try clicking on one of these buy now buttons. It then takes us over. You can see we have PayPal, or we can just add to cart. So we can check all of this out. We can add this to the cart. Click on checkout. And then as you can see, everything is working beautifully. And I now have my one product dropshipping store. So that is how you can use Shopify to build a one product dropshipping store. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.